Good morning, welcome to the Daily News podcast. Today is August 12, 2026.
Syria's post-war reckoning just took a dramatic turn. A Syrian court has sentenced former President Bashar al-Assad and his brother Mar to death in absentia for crimes against humanity and war crimes tied to the country's 14-year civil war. Now, the ruling is mostly symbolic for the moment because Assad is not in custody, but it still matters. It signals that the new Syria wants a public legal break from the old regime, and it puts accountability back at the center of regional politics.
That's one of those rulings that may not change reality overnight, but it absolutely changes the tone. It tells victims and the region that the war's legacy is not being buried. On the market side, Microsoft just reminded everyone who's leading the AI trade. The company's latest earnings and AI cloud momentum sparked a massive stock surge and a record jump in market value, as investors piled into the idea that huge AI spending is finally showing up in real revenue expectations. It also lifted the broader tech sector, because this wasn't just about Microsoft selling software anymore. It was about proving that AI infrastructure, cloud demand, and enterprise adoption are all feeding into one very powerful story.
And that's why every big tech earnings call now sounds like an AI referendum. If Microsoft keeps turning spending into growth, the whole sector gets permission to stay expensive. On the tech side, OpenAI says it's starting to test ads inside ChatGPT to help fund free access. The company says ads will be clearly labeled, won't shape answers, and will come with privacy controls. Still, this is a big shift. Once ads enter the chat window, OpenAI isn't just building an assistant, it's building a media platform, and that raises fresh questions about trust, monetization, and what users will tolerate.
Yeah, clearly labeled is the key phrase there, because people will be watching that very closely. Also in AI, ChatGPT and Gemini have now both passed 1 billion users, which really cements AI assistants as mainstream consumer products, not niche tools for early adopters. That milestone matters because the fight between OpenAI and Google is now shaping search, productivity, education, and how people interact with the internet day to day. 1 billion users means these tools are no longer an experiment. They're becoming infrastructure.
And once something becomes infrastructure, regulators show up fast. Google, Meta, OpenAI, and Anthropic are set to meet with White House officials as pressure rises from Washington and Brussels over voluntary testing and safety standards for advanced AI models. For investors, this is the next big tension in the story. Rapid product launches on one side, rising compliance costs and political scrutiny on the other. The companies want room to move fast. Governments want guardrails before these systems get even more powerful.
Right, moving back to geopolitics, President Zelensky says Russia used North Korean ballistic missiles in strikes on Zaporizhia that killed 7 people. If confirmed, that points to deeper military cooperation between Moscow and Pyongyang and adds another layer of international concern around the war. Zelensky also says Ukraine has sent proposals to Washington aimed at ending the conflict, but at the same time he's warning that Russia could use its coming election as cover for a fresh mobilization. So diplomacy is still in play, but nobody is pretending the battlefield risk has gone away.
That's the pattern right now. Talks in one hand, escalation in the other. In entertainment, Taylor Swift is now the youngest ever inductee into the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame at 36. It's another milestone in a career that has already crossed country, pop, and global stadium culture, and it's a reminder that even in the streaming era, songwriting still carries serious prestige. That ceremony is this fall, and you can bet it'll be a major moment.
And to wrap up, a quick cybersecurity warning from the FBI. The Bureau says criminals are hijacking online accounts belonging to both adults and minors to steal intimate images for extortion. The message is simple: turn on two-factor authentication, use unique passwords, and lock down your cloud photo accounts. This is active, ugly, and very real.
Also in brief, Lebanon's parliament voted to abolish the death penalty, a historic move that would make it the first country in the Middle East to do so if the cabinet signs off.
That's it for this morning.
Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Have a great day.